Hi, hello, good morning, my friend. It's so very good to see you. Welcome to my craft room. If we've not met before, my name is Tracy Fair. I'm with the Heartfelt Creations online education team. I'm based out of Manitoba, Canada. I'd love to know where you're from and where you are in the world crafting with me today. So feel free to drop where you are into the comments section. And it's so amazing to use technology that we can all craft together. Isn't it just absolutely fantastic? So today I wanted to bring you a project featuring the Sweet Pea collection. It's a beautiful, beautiful collection with a flower that is so very versatile. And today I wanted to share with you how to shape the sweet pea as a sweet pea flower. There are so many ways to shape this flower, but today we wanted to go back to the basics just to give you a quick instruction on how to create a beautiful sweet pea bouquet in one of the gorgeous vases in the collection. Let's pop on over to the work surface and take a peek at the project we're going to be working on today. So this is the project we're going to be working on today. You can see these sweet peas are beautiful and full and just incredible dimension, absolutely stunning. You can see I've arranged them in this vase so that it looks like a beautiful floral arrangement. You can see I've done some accent flowers here with the classic rose. Just so many beautiful ways you can use this sweet pea to layer up and create beautiful vase arrangements. So before we move ahead with the project, let's take a peek at what we're going to be using today. So of course we have the sweet pea stamp and die. You can see here that the sweet pea comes in two pieces that we're going to assemble. They come in two different sizes. We've got the beautiful floral, beautiful foliage here with the leaves, and of course the backing for the sweet pea as well, which you can also use as a flower if you so desire. So a great option there as well. We have the coordinating die available. A great way to cut out all of your pieces super fast and easy. No more fussy cutting required. We've got the Sweet Pea 3D shaping mold. I'll show you how that shapes your flowers beautifully for you so that the handwork is definitely minimal compared to when we used to do our hand shaping for all of these gorgeous flowers. Then of course we have the classic floral vase. We're going to be using the smaller vase today, as well as the sentiment that's included. And again, those coordinating dies that cut everything out so perfectly for you. You have a beautiful little accent die included here as well. That's something you're going to be able to use on many other projects as accent pieces as well. Good morning, Leanne. It's good to see you, my friend. Cindy, I'm so glad you're here able to craft with me today. Lorna, hello, hello, my friend as well. Then we have the vining sweet pea. This has two beautiful vining branches with the sweet pea on them. I've gone ahead and used these as fillers in my vase, so I'm going to show you up how to color these really quickly and use them as fillers in your vase arrangements as well. And again, of course, we have those coordinating dies available for you too. So let's move ahead here. I'm going to try and get this focused on the piece that we're going to be working on right away here. So you can see I've stamped the two different sizes here of the sweet pea. I'm going to go ahead and color this one up, the large one first, because I think you're going to be able to see that best. So I've gone ahead and I have stamped it in deep purple. I really wanted the veining on the flower to pop, so I've gone ahead and done it in a deeper color than what we're going to be coloring it in today. First thing we're going to do is we are going to add two different colors. We are going to go ahead with some Majestic Violet. That is a lighter purple color. And I'm just going to go ahead and use my dauber here to just go and add some color into the various sections of this portion of my petals. So again, here I'm just going to go in. And I'm not being specific about where I want this color. I just want this to be a multicolored sweet pea. So I've just gone ahead and added some random colors where I'm wanting that particular color. Next, we're going to go in with some cactus flower. And we're just going to go ahead and I'm going to add that brighter color in and around the majestic violet I just did. I'm not too worried if I'm leaving a little bit of white space in there as well. That's going to be very attractive on your flower petals as well. It's going to just give it a really nice balance. It's just going to look like some of those areas are a little bit lighter then. And as you can see, that comes together really nicely when you're wanting to blend two different colors. Hello, Kathy, my friend. It's good to see you. I hope you're keeping well there in Maine. Hi, Irene. Good to see you as well. Jean from Australia. Hello, hello, hello. Next, we're going to move forward and we're going to color up the portions of our foliage. I've gone ahead and I have stamped those leaves in olive, again a darker color, just to showcase the detailed stamping of the image. I'm going to go ahead with my leaf green, and I'm just going to go ahead and again in circular motions just color in these pieces that we're going to be using. You can see this is super quick and easy. I'm not worried about perfection. I know sometimes we worry it's not going to look like much when it's on the paper that we are coloring because we've gone across the lines. No worries about that. You can see I keep going up here to get a bit of a darker center. I'm also going to go back with my olive color and just go ahead and bring some of that darker color up through the center here as well, so that we have a multicolored leaf. You can see how that totally changes the color on the leaf. You can do the same for the bottom portion here that we're going to add to the flower if you so desire as well. Now let's quickly talk about the paper that I'm using. I am using our deluxe flower shaping paper. This has been engineered specifically for the flower shaping process. So it's going to take that small amount of moisture that we're going to need to use in the shaping mold. So again, if you are looking for those super professional and elegant results, the flower shaping paper is how we get that consistent look each and every time. Here you're going to see I have done the vining sweet peas. I again have stamped them in olive. I did not want them to totally match the flowers that we were putting on. I wanted them to stand out as fillers ever so slightly. Here you're going to see in our finished project, you can see the fillers are a little bit darker. Even though they are green, they don't appear so totally green as they do on the paper, but it's just a great way to give a bit of a different appearance to your back filler flowers as well. I'm going to go back in with my majestic violet. Just grab that dauber here. And I'm going to do the same thing I did with the petals. I'm going to add color to a portion of the sweet pea. And again, you can see I'm not worried about keeping that color consistent. It's okay if portions of the flower are lighter and portions are darker. Cactus flower is our next color that we're going to be popping in here to give it just that extra burst of brightness. Again, I'm just going to go ahead and add that in and around our first color, and you can see how that just brings these sweet peas to life. Add a little bit over here as well, and then we're going to go back in with our leaf green. And we are just going to go ahead and color up the rest of our image. You can see super quick, super easy. Again, not time consuming at all. You can work super fast with the daubers. You could most certainly color these images if you're a colorist as well. They color up beautifully with Zig markers or watercolor pencils. That is totally an option as well. I'm going to go back in with my olive and just have it match this leaf here a little bit. Just give it a bit of a darker base and bring that down. And you can see how that just kind of changes the look making it a little bit more dimensional in color for the eye as well. The next thing I'm going to draw your attention to here is the vase. The vase has been stamped in sky blue. I wanted this to look like a see-through vase, so I went with a really, really light color blue. So what I want to do now is I just want to color in around the edges so that it has a little bit of color and yet still has that kind of see-through appearance. You could also do it a little bit darker. It would look like a beautiful piece of milk glass. So again, super quick and easy technique, giving you a beautiful vase that looks totally beautiful and see-through. And of course we have some beautiful filler flowers. The first filler flower we have up here is, oh, I forgot to grab that one, but this is from the Floral Shop collection. I believe it's called Floral Shop Accent Fillers. We will pop a link for you below so that you can scout that one out as well. I've gone ahead and I've stamped this one in leaf green. Now I want this one to look almost a little bit like baby's breath, so I'm going to leave it uncolored, and you're going to see how that's going to later on pop in the card. You can see we have a little bit peeking up over here and a little bit peeking out down here. That's going to give you just a beautiful airiness that baby's breath gives you as well when you're building a floral cluster in a vase. For the small filler flowers, I've gone ahead with the classic rose. I know so many of you have the classic rose, and I'm just wondering, have you ever used them as filler flowers? These smaller ones make beautiful, beautiful filler flowers that are just so quick and easy. And they lend themselves beautifully when you're wanting like a single blossom or something that you're wanting to layer. So of course the classic rose comes in all of these different sizes. This is the little one that we're going to be using today. Of course we have that coordinating die that does all of that die cutting for you. And then I'll show you later on the 3D rose shaping mold and how those little guys just pop out of there, and with a tiny bit of hand shaping to round out those centers, we're ready to add them to our design. So what I've gone ahead and done is I have stamped these guys in vibrant fuchsia. So it's a really, really nice bright pink that's going to contrast the purple of the flowers really beautifully. We're going to go ahead and use some buttercup on the center. So again, here we go. We're just going to use our dauber and we're going to color out our centers with some of the yellow buttercup. Again, super quick and easy, and that's just going to give them a really nice bright center. And then we're going to go in and just do some of the same color that they've already been stamped in, some of the vibrant fuchsia. Again, you can do this as dark or as light as you want. Remember, you're the designer. If you want darker flowers, that totally works. You can just keep layering up that color. Today we're going to go for a little bit lighter. Something like that is going to work beautifully to offset the purples in our sweet pea over here. So of course the next thing we would do is we would use our coordinating dies to run these through our die cutting machine. I have my dies here. Just a second. For those of you who are maybe new, I'll give you a quick run through on how this would work. You can see this die coordinates perfectly with our sweet pea image. It cuts on the line. So again, I would tape this down with a low tack tape. I would run this through my die cutting machine, and then you are left with these beautiful, beautiful die cuts. You can see how perfectly they cut out. Now for the sweet pea, this particular flower, we are not quite done. What I want to do is I want to go ahead and color the backs. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do one of them here for you, but I'm going to go back to those same colors we used, the majestic violet. And I'm just going to go ahead and start adding some of that color here. Now the sweet pea, the way it forms and shapes that I'm going to show you today, you do see portions of the back. That's why we're going to go ahead and color that today. And then we're going to grab our cactus flower and we're going to finish this up, and it's going to blend beautifully with the front design so that if these petals do curl up and they are visible, it's going to match exactly what we've done on the front. Now I really wanted these sweet peas to stand up off the page. So what I decided to do was I wanted to go back and ink them in the color that they were stamped in. Because remember we talked about, we really wanted that veining to show through on this one. I'm going to go ahead and grab that deep purple and show you just what a difference this makes. So we're going to go ahead here and just start adding some of this color onto the petal tips. And you're going to love how this is just going to change the look of this flower and really make it pop off of your card. So there you can see the difference. The definition is amazing. So if you are looking for some really elegant and unique results, I'm going to encourage you to try sponging the outer portions of your flower petals. It's going to completely change up the flower appearance. And had we left them as they were, they would have been beautiful as well. It would have just been a much softer and muted flower with a less defined image around it. But you can see how that has really changed up those petal pieces. So now we're going to talk about the shaping mold. So the shaping mold, you can see these pieces just pop into the coordinating cavities. You can see that I have these guys already completed. I've gone ahead and shaped them. So here you can see that there is just amazing, amazing detailing already done for you. So we're going to pop those to the side. And all you would do is you would pop these into the coordinating cavities, just like so, face down on this one. And then what I would do is I would spritz this with a tiny bit of water. I would go ahead and run this through my die cutting machine. Now I have a I use my Big Shot to shape these. So again, I would use a clear plate on top, clear plate on bottom, run these through, and of course the results are going to be absolutely amazing with that deluxe flower shaping paper that we were using. Now I've forgotten to plug in my heat gun here for a second. So what we're going to do is we are going to work ahead on some of the other images, and we will come back to that flower shaping that flower when my heat gun has warmed up. So of course we have our filler pieces here that we're going to be working with. We are going to go ahead and just give this a tiny spritz of water. I'm going to grab my deluxe flower shaping tool. I'm going to use the largest stylus end here just to round out these portions so that I'm getting some shape into these flowers. I'm going to go ahead and just put some glue points in there just by pressing down from the front, and you can see how that now has some beautiful dimension. I'm going to do the same thing with this one, just a quick spritz of water. And again, just roll or press my stylus tool over where I want these flowers to have a little bit of dimension. And we want some of these beautiful tendrils to just pop up. And again, some glue points as well. So you can see, quick and easy. We're going to do the same thing with our other filler flowers here as well. We're just going to go ahead, and you can see how those curl up just by running the stylus tool on the front and the back. Oh, are we having technical difficulties? I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm so sorry that we are having trouble again today. I know it's super windy here, and I know that there are some rainstorms happening. So again, you can see how just by shaping from the front and the back, I've gone ahead and given this baby's breath plant kind of a different appearance as well. So I think my glue gun here is almost hot. Let's quickly talk about our card base. Card base, I chose to use a super pretty green printed cardstock from the Sweet Pea collection. It's super pretty, super pale, and I thought it was perfect to match up with the classic companion border. This is an amazing die, and I can't tell you, it gives you the quickest and fastest background that you'll ever need. So again, super quick and easy to use. I've die cut that. We're going to go ahead and add our vase onto there in just a moment, but I think we're ready to go ahead and do the shaping of our sweet pea here. So we're going to go back and we're going to go ahead and I'm going to try and I'm hoping this is going to show up well for you on camera. The sweet pea is a bit of a finicky flower in that no two will ever look the same. None of us will ever design the same sweet pea. I will show you some samples later on from the design team members. Not one of them has created the same flower. So that's something that I want you to keep in mind with the versatility of the sweet pea. You're going to be able to create so many different looks, and none of our sweet peas are going to look the same. They are going to be as individual as we are, which is something that is so awesome and such a great way to view this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to kind of fold this guy in half. Not a super hard fold, but just enough that you can see that's going to kind of curl on itself now. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take these bottom two petals and I'm going to fold them up toward the top. Okay, so that's kind of going to give me a little bit of versatility and movement there. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and I want to put some glue in here as well as in the center, because what I want to do now is I want to bring these two together, and while I'm doing that I want to bring them up as well. So again, I'm going to try and do this without getting burned, like this, so you can see how that's going to kind of come together. And I'm going to hold that there for just a second because that glue needs to dry. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to shape those sweet pea centers. And if I feel I don't have enough glue in the center here, I can go back in and add some more so that they're really going to kind of stay there like that. So that's how we're going to shape the center portion of our sweet pea. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing with this. I'm going to kind of fold it ever so slightly in half, and I'm going to go ahead and fold it like this as well. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue in the center here, and I'm just going to go ahead and kind of pinch that flower into place there like that, pushing this center piece into the bottom of that other piece. I'm going to hold it here so that it has time to adhere, and I'm going to give it a good pinch so that you almost kind of have a point in the back. I hope that's making sense. And you're going to see how you now have this beautiful kind of rounded sweet pea flower. We're going to go ahead and just round out the back here ever so slightly. I'm going to go ahead and add some hot glue in there. The sweet pea is a flower that I do suggest you use hot glue for. And then you can see how that just gets added onto the back there. And it gives you that realistic finish to that flower. So there you can see. This one is still warm. I'm going to set him aside. I do have some other ones made already, but there you can see how quick and easy that sweet pea came together. So back to our card base here. What we're going to do is we are going to kind of position our flowers how we want them before we're going to add our vase. I've got some glue strings here that are in my way. So we're just going to kind of go ahead and see where we want these to land up. So, oh, we're stuck here. We want these kind of off to one side, and we want these kind of off to the other, with our vase going kind of over top. So I think I'm going to bring these guys up ever so slightly, and that looks about right placement there. So I'm just going to go ahead and do some quick glue points. I don't want everything stuck down because remember, we shape these flowers. We want them to have some free movement as well. Put this back here just to make sure we're centering okay. And our other flowers, we kind of want to have maybe off to the side like that. That looks about right. So I'm going to go ahead and do some of my glue points here as well. Just so we have some flowers draping out from every direction. We can even go ahead and have that vining down the vase there like that. I think that looks right. Now to make my vase look realistic, like the flowers are coming out of it, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use some dimensional foam tape. That's going to give you that appearance that your flowers are popping out of your vase. Just going to try and center that there. There we go. And there you can see that is ready for us to build our bouquet. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to kind of play around with our baby's breath. We want some at the top and some coming from the bottom. So I think we're going to go ahead and just add that in there like that. Just pop that in there. And again, you can see I'm letting that lift off the page so that it's going to give my bouquet in my vase here a bit of airiness. And next we're going to grab our sweet peas here. I've made one large and two small, and we're going to kind of figure out how we want to layer them. So I think we're going to do something like this, something like this. How about like that? Is that looking about right? Something like that. That's going to look like we have a full bouquet there happening. So I'm just going to go ahead and add some glue onto the bottom here and pop that into place just like that. And we're going to go ahead and pop some hot glue onto this one, pop that in there. And then we have this last smaller one left that we're going to go ahead and pop down here. And you can see how that full bouquet now comes to life. Next thing we're going to do is we have some leaves here. We've got two different sizes. We're going to go ahead and just add some of those in here as well. We're going to go in something like this. That looks good. Pop that in here. And take a smaller one, and we'll accent that in here along with it. And we're going to go ahead and do some down in here. That balances out our bouquet by giving it a diagonal. So that's what we're looking for. And then of course we have our filler flowers here that I have in our classic rose die, or shaping mold, sorry. Again, same technique as we did with the sweet pea. We've got these beautiful flowers that have been shaped here. We're just going to give them a quick rounding in the center so that their little petals pop up. You can see how they just pop up from being pushed in the center. Oh, my glue strings here are causing some problems. There we go. And now we're ready to add those little accents to the card as well. And you can see how that's going to totally and completely change up our card by adding in another color. So we're going to go in and just add some up here. Some smaller ones down in here. Smaller one in here. And you can see how this is just bringing this card now to life. Do another one down here, and we'll do one more kind of over there, and you can see how that has now just brought that image or that bouquet to life. Of course, we have that beautiful sentiment that we could add if we wanted to. Have a beautiful day. I've gone ahead and cut that apart just to show you how that would work. You could do or have a sweet day. Have a sweet day. You could definitely put it on an angle. You could put it straight. I think this would also make a beautiful sympathy card as well. We're going to leave the sentiment off of this one for right now. I just wanted to show you how I had done the original one. What we're going to do next is we're going to add a touch of glitter. I'm going to be using the Crystal Ultra Fine Glitter. I'm just going to go ahead and take my Dry's Clear, and I'm going to go ahead and put some of that onto my Hydro Sponge. I've just cut a piece of Hydro Sponge, making it super quick and easy. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just add glue with the sponge to these petal pieces. Again, a very simple and easy technique that's going to give you fantastic results. You can see how when that's going to dry clear, it's going to leave you a beautiful, beautiful shimmer and shine. Of course, we don't want to leave out our little accent flowers. We would be glittering those as well, but I wanted to show you how to add some quick, beautiful prill centers. So for that, I'm using some prills that are called Handmade Yellow. They're a really, really pretty bright yellow. And I'm just going to go ahead and grab my hot glue and just give a dab in the center there, just a little puddle. I'm going to go ahead and add my prills. We'll pop them off. You'll want to make sure you have a tray because they do go everywhere. And you can see there how that gives it such a beautiful and realistic center. So again, we would go ahead and finish up and glitter all of that for sure. I don't want to keep you too much longer. I want to be wise with your time as well. But again, a beautiful, beautiful finish to the cards with the glitter and the pearls. On the original sample, I've gone ahead and added in a gold bow if you so desired and wanted to finish it that way. I wanted it to look like a florist piece that would have been delivered from the florist. So again, you can do all sorts of amazing things to create this beautiful, beautiful vase bouquet. Now I do have a couple more samples here for you. This one is by Veronique. You can see here how she has done hers on wire. Isn't that absolutely stunning? Beautiful. And you can see how her sweet peas look different than mine. Again, beautiful and different. Every one of the design team members had a different look. Just absolutely amazing. This looks beautiful on a slimline card with a bouquet all on its own. This next one here is from Uma. Isn't this just amazing? Another version of a vase bouquet. And look, her flowers look even more different than the rest. Again, it's a totally different look for the sweet pea. Very nice. Beautiful coloring. Beautiful. Here she's done the vase in a gray. Just absolutely stunning as well. I don't know if you guys are aware, if you are an insider member, there is a sweet pea class that Andrea has done. It's either 5 or 7 different ways to shape the sweet pea. I can't remember. It's 5 or 7, but I can't remember which one it was. I know I watched it a while back, and it's absolutely amazing. So if you're an insider member, be sure to check out that class. If you are not familiar with our insider membership, it's something that you definitely want to look into. It's got so many great perks, including all of our classes that you can view for free for the duration of your membership, along with 20% off of your purchases. And of course, US has free shipping. International friends, you have a 20% off of your shipping. So again, fantastic promotion or membership to take part in. We will pop that link for you below as well so that you can check that out for yourself. And this, our last card sample here, is by Darla. You can see here too a totally different take on the sweet pea flower as well. So again, just so many different ways to use this gorgeous, gorgeous flower. It's going to be so versatile. You're going to be able to create so many different looks. Absolutely amazing. So thank you so much for joining me, my friend. Again, I'm so sorry for our technical difficulties. I'm hoping that our replay is going to come across perfectly for you. If you have any questions, please feel free to pop them into the comment section below and we will get back to you with the answers. Again, thank you so much for spending time with me. I can't wait to craft with you again soon. Take care, my friend. Bye-bye.